to answer your question directly,
have you seen year over year? Are you?
No, not yet.
You look at year over year, like on your Amazon, for example, your year versus last year, or you don't even have it last year.
I don't. No, I don't have it. I started in May 6 months ago. Yeah.
You started in May.
Yeah.
And you're at 2 million.
This is the Aaron Cordovez Show.
All right, so today I have an amazing guest with me who is the professor of pickleball, okay, and e-commerce.
Trying.
Some viral videos online of how to sell on e-commerce. A person who is basically gone from, again, the 9 to 5, moving away from the 9 to 5
Correct.
very rapidly. Ryan Maya, Professor of Pickleball, Beyond Braid,
Yep.
Your Ryan Maya channel, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? That's what
Ryan
I call
Maya on YouTube as well. Yeah.
it. Boom. And dude, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
Exciting conversations.
That's right.
This is
right.
why
So
headquarters.
I love to start because I actually talked to you I've talked about you on my podcast,
Okay,
but
cool.
without a name.
You can
Without a name.
feel free to mention
Okay,
me.
good.
Say, hey,
So-
he's in the description below. Go follow him.
So could you talk about, instead of me talking, how about you talk like how we first met
Sure.
and I don't know what came of that.
Yeah. So we first met. I used to work for Grant Cardone in Cardone Capital.
Yeah.
And Grant has these big conferences called the 10X Growth Conference. And I don't know if you remember everything in detail, but it was pretty funny how like we actually met. And it was like the last day of like a grueling week of work. We were literally in like the last hour of work. I was sitting there like at the booth in some back thing. And I see this guy walking up. I'm like, oh, like I really don't want to talk to anyone else. Like I'm telling you, it was a week.
I didn't remember that detail.
It was a week.
I didn't remember that one.
It was a week of like 12 hours of work, and this guy comes up with his hands in his pockets. I'm like, oh, what does this guy want? He's gonna want to invest $5,000. I don't feel like talking to him. I'm like, hey, how are you? He's like, hey. He's like, oh, I'm already an investor. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, what's your name? And you said Aaron Cordovez. And I had remembered when you were talking to whoever helped you invest. I think it was Gabe, our friend Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, this guy does Amazon and e-commerce or something, or his whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
And I remembered the name sounded familiar, and I was like, oh, you're Aaron, blah, blah, blah. And we basically started talking, and then we kind of hit it off right there because we were both interested in e-commerce. Mm-hmm. I had my e-commerce business kind of on the side. And you had told me, hey, like Amazon is the way to go. You make a lot of money on Amazon. It's how you scale businesses. And I think, I can't remember if I had my business at the time or it was just about to launch. That's what it was. It was about to launch because it was in February and we launched in March. So I had never been on Amazon. I didn't sell a product on Amazon. I didn't know anything about Amazon.
Yep.
And then here's this guy telling me like, yo, you really need to figure out Amazon. So that's how we first met. 6 months later, my business launched and I started selling on Amazon. And then
I think you had like already some relationship or some different type of business or something, no?
Yeah, so I had a drop shipping business.
Okay.
I started in drop shipping.
Yeah.
I sold that business. I negotiated 51% back and then started a branded business from that. But when we met, I had never been involved in an Amazon business.
You were doing drop shipping.
Drop shipping. And
you sold that. Who sold you the idea of the drop shipping? You remember?
So that was in college.
Okay.
That was me just learning on YouTube, and from my cousin started a dropshipping business.
Okay.
So I think I was 21 when we met. 21 or 22, one of those.
Which is how, are you younger than me, older than me, dude?
I'm 26.
Oh, you're way younger than me, dude.
Yes.
I'm an old fart, dude. I'm 33.
Yeah. So I hadn't really had
So
a
you were born in
brand
96?
business. 97.
97. This guy's a baby. Okay, so keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, no, so I didn't have a brand.
Okay.
And then I met you, who obviously had a brand. I think you told me how much revenue you were doing back then, and you were still kind of small compared to where you are now.
That was 2019,
2019.
2019. Yeah, bro. That year, I think we did 9 million or something, 8.7,
Yeah.
something in that range.
So I heard that. I was like, that's incredible, because I hadn't made $1 with my branded business yet.
Sure.
So long story short, I launched that business for myself, the Beyond Braid business. It did well. Full circle, I left my 9 to 5. Me and Aaron stayed in touch because I helped him continue to invest. We stayed friends. And then I think I was here a few years ago. We were talking more about business and brands, and I finally told him like, yo, like Amazon's the way to go. How do I get more involved in Amazon? So
yeah, I think there was one time, I think you either called me or sent me a text or something, but I think I was like, yo, push. I think this was you. I think so. But I was like, just go into the Amazon, go full in, like make it. That is a way, because there's obviously you also have Shopify. I think at that time you were really looking at going to more just the Shopify.
Yeah, that's all I knew, because
Yeah,
dropshipping was through Shopify, and my specialty is Facebook and Instagram ads.
Yeah.
Amazon I had no idea
That's right.
what the whole Amazon landscape was.
Yeah.
So
And so you're like, good, I'm going to, I guess you decided to dive into Amazon.
yeah, so we
And
started
you would do it.
when we launched.
As opposed to before, you weren't going to do it or what?
No, the game plan for that brand, Beyond Braid, when it launched was just Facebook and Instagram ads. I had it ready, turned it on, was doing great. It was first day was like $1,000 a day, next day was $2,000 a day, and the first week we're doing like $5,000 a day. Because I had that avenue mastered of creating ads, getting people to go to my website and buy. So I was like, okay, once we did that for a few months and it was kind of not automated, but it was running, I was looking at other sales channels and always in the back of my mind, it was like Amazon.
Yeah.
So I just put the products on Amazon, didn't even do FBA, just literally created listings and did all FBM. And I just started learning the Amazon game slowly, right? PPC. I hired an agency for PPC because I didn't even try to learn it. But he's like, hey, you got to get some of your best sellers in Prime because that's the only way you're ever going to grow on Amazon.
Good advice. Good advice.
It was just little things like that, right? Creating A+ content, getting your brand on Amazon, like all those things. So it's been like a few years of really learning Amazon. And now I launched this brand, Professor Pickleball. And in 5.5 months, we did 0 to 1 million on both channels for the Pickleball brand. So
Brilliant.
pretty
Amazing.
cool. Yeah. That kind of proved to me that I'm like, okay, I think I might know what I'm doing a little bit. Maybe the first one was lucky. This one, maybe I know what I'm
as you
doing
do more and more, of course.
Yeah.
It's
So
gonna
it's
happen.
been pretty cool.
So from when you decided to launch to then when you quit your 9 to 5, how long did that take?
So I worked for Grant for 2 years, almost exactly to the month. And it was like, this is what people don't understand. Like they see the business, what I'm doing now, and they're like, oh, I wish I could do that or whatever. But it's like, I worked for Grant for 2 years, which was not easy because those were long hours. Grant's a hard guy to work for. And it was basically wake up at 5:30, do like an hour of work for the business, go to the gym, whatever, work for Grant. And on my lunch breaks, I was working. I would come home at 7, 8 o'clock and then eat dinner for 30 minutes and then work for another 3 hours and repeat for 2 years.
Yeah.
So it got to the point, I think it just...
So you were actually working on the brand for 2 years before you left your day job.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say is when I decided to leave it was in 2022. Yeah, 2022, July 2022 or 2021, whichever one it was. The business had done, I think, 1.5 million year to date. And at that point, I was like, all right, I think I could take the leap of faith. Worst case scenario, if this blows up, I could always probably go find another sales job somewhere.
Yeah, and blows up in a bad way.
Yeah, blows up.
Blows up is good, but crashes.
Craters.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, if that happens, and I was still living with my parents, right? So I had that security. So I was like, you have to take some sort of risk to reap the reward. And I think that's what a lot of people don't do is they don't realize to get to the next level, you have to take some sort of risk. Like with this pickleball brand, I invested $250,000 of my own personal savings, which is risky, but I was confident that I was going to make the sales. And I pre-planned my marketing to really find a niche in this market. But still, $250,000 to me is a lot of money. And
I mean, it's a lot of money to most people.
That's a lot
it's a lot of money to me.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to bet on myself.
Yeah.
But I told myself, look, if I want to grow this brand to 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, you have to invest that money to take a risk because you're not going to get the inventory there fast. Like it just, you have to take the risk in order to build something great in the beginning. And I think a lot of people don't really see that. They hear people say that, but they don't actually realize like you have to take the jump to start something new.
Yep.
And that's the pretty cool part about this brand. So
I love it. And you know, when I quit my 9 to 5 and I had already a baby and obviously not living with my parents with the baby, right?
Scary.
And we were doing less than you were doing. When we left, that year we did 1.5 million for the whole year, right? We were at 100K a month for 3 months. And that's when I, quit my job.
Yeah.
I feel like you were even more, I would say, secure. I think I left too early. By the way, I think I quit my job too early because I got into a lawsuit and almost everything got destroyed. And it was like right after I left my 9 to 5, within like 4 months, we had a massive lawsuit and we almost went to zero. And then I couldn't replace that job because I was now in Florida and my job was remote in California.
That's scary.
It was crazy. So I honestly think I left too early. I would honestly recommend like probably where you're at, like, okay, 2 million plus.
Yeah.
And then you're like, good.
People say they want to like, oh yeah, I'm ready to quit my 9 to 5 right away. And I tell a lot of people like, look, stay there as long as you can, make the money from your job and put it into your business, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where your back's against the wall completely. Like, yes, people, that's a good thing in some ways, but at the same time, you want to like watch your bases. So it's not a bad thing to take the money from your job and slowly put it into this, build it. Yeah.
Yeah, because basically you replace, like, why not replace your lazy hours? Why not replace the hours where you're on the Netflix, when you're on the whatever, when you're on your phone, like at home doing nothing? If you replace that, why do you have to replace the time when you're working and doing something that's actually valuable?
And it's not easy. Like, it's not, but like, so when I did the whole thing with Grant for 2 years, like the reason I left was I was burnt out. I finally got to the point where I was like, I can no longer continue to do both.
Yeah.
And
happened to me too.
It was extremely stressful. Like, my girlfriend's here. She could tell you I was miserable for like those last like 3 months.
Me too, dude. The last 3 months were the worst,
bro. Because
you already know this path is gonna be the long term.
Yeah, and you're mentally clocked out of the business. You just don't really know when to do it.
Tough.
And I had such a great relationship with everyone there. Yeah, like I learned so much.
Yeah, you did great, dude.
Yeah.
I put some money in with you.
You did.
I think. Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Undisclosed amount, but that's the thing that was super hard. Was it was such a great environment that I was like, coming from an athletic background and playing baseball, I was like, I felt like I was like abandoning my team, but at the same time, you have to take care of yourself. So I was like, this is what I'm going to do for the long term. I want to be wealthy one day. I can't be wealthy just staying at this job. So I have to take the risk, jump ship, and try to build something for myself.
Absolutely.
And knock on wood, it's working so far.
Yeah, for sure. You're in the clear. You're not in that, like, anyway, no one's in the clear. Anything could happen, but dude, I think you're doing fantastic.
Thank you.
But people do not know and do not realize that you should be grinding on your day job plus the e-commerce until you're at least $1 million in sales. But it should be, let's say $300K in profit, right? When you're at a good level, because that money, $300K doesn't mean $300K. $300K means now you got to pay what, $150 in taxes or $140 in taxes. And then $100K in inventory, you got $50K left.
If that.
If that.
So like this brand, right? We did $1 million in revenue. I put up $250K for the inventory to get everything going fast, because I basically ordered 2 small orders in the beginning, sold out quick, and I was like, all right, it's proven. Let's put in some big orders.
Smart.
So now,
so it didn't start with 250. 250 is after it was proven. Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I was gonna say like, I don't normally.
So the actual path was I created a dropshipping store, got one quick ad, put one paddle on there, made one ad. I turned it on the first day, got 5 sales. I was like, shut that down immediately. Let's order the product.
Really?
Yeah,
because it was profitable. Or
not even was profitable. I just saw like the fact that it was profitable because I spent like $50 a day. And we made 5 sales like that on Facebook, and nowadays it's really hard.
What's the AOV? Like, how much? What was the price per
that
per
paddle?
sale, like
I was selling for $59.
$59.
Yeah. So in the beginning, it was crazy. It's definitely slowed down. So when I first launched the brand, we were doing like 9x ROAS. So for every $1 we were spending on ads, we were getting $9 back.
Unbelievable.
And that's kind of why I went a little crazy in the beginning, because I ordered like 200 paddles, which I think was like $5,000 to $8,000, then like $10,000. And then after those sold, I was like, boom, let's go all in. And it's definitely slowed down since, because I think the market's growing. The product's been out there for 6 months, so people have seen the ads a lot. But yeah, it was. What
about Amazon? Were you selling more on Amazon or more online, more on Shopify?
So of the 1 million, we did 400 Shopify, 600 on Amazon.
That's right, baby. So even you, Facebook.
Yeah.
You know the ads. You're in it. You're living it. You're not doing it with an agency. You know this stuff.
Correct.
And still Amazon crushed.
Because yes, and I've now completely shifted my mindset of the way to really scale a brand is through Amazon, because the customer's already there.
Yep.
The search volume, the desire to buy a product's already there. So if you can figure that game out, which again I'm still learning, and what I've really learned from, I just joined Titan, as I told you before, which is an Amazon selling group. Most of the people in that group have no idea how to do the Facebook and external traffic.
Yeah, most Amazon sellers. The number one seller on the entirety of Amazon, Jabran Nias, he does $650 million on just Amazon. He doesn't do any Facebook. He doesn't do any market. He does nothing. Do just Amazon.
Yeah. So I've realized that's such a weapon for myself, because I know how to do external traffic. So now I'm really starting to learn how to do email launches, text message launches, run Facebook ads to my Amazon listings, and you really see the difference.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm looking at this brand growing it more on Amazon, and then just having the Facebook and external stuff just grow with it and use it as a tool to help grow on Amazon.
Okay. So now what about the pricing? So if online you sell two paddles and what's your $60 package thing? $59.99. What is that?
So this paddle here, if the camera can see it, is $100.
One paddle by itself?
Yeah.
Stop.
Which is cheap.
Really?
Yeah. And then
hold on, what's the cost on that? Could you share?
$25 landed.
Okay.
More or less, depending on, because some ship.
That's about average cost of goods is around whatever 20 to 25%.
Yeah.
So that's
some shipments I was rushing here air shipping to get and spending the extra $10 a paddle because I just didn't want to run out and I just wanted to go. Now we've obviously fixed that, but
$100 for one paddle.
Yeah, for that one, and then we have the paddle set, which is like your beginner set, which most people are buying because pickleball is so new. So they're like, oh, I'm just gonna buy this set. It comes with a nice little bag, 2 balls, 2 paddles. That one I sell anywhere from $59 to $79.
Because the paddle's not as sturdy. It's like a beginner paddle.
It's a lesser quality
so it's
paddle.
like not what material is this?
So that it's raw carbon fiber.
Okay.
And similar paddles on the market sell for $150 to $250.
Okay.
And that was my whole strategy from the beginning was I saw what I can make this for. I saw what I can sell it for. My whole marketing play was I'm going to make a high quality paddle and sell it at the best price possible.
Nice.
So that was kind of what the whole brand was built around. And now what and that was good for 0 to $1 million. Now I'm noticing in this sport and brand, you need like pro level paddles too. So I'm coming out with one I'm probably going to sell for $199.
Okay.
And it only cost me $5 more.
Right.
But
but that's an extra layer because not a lot of people don't go there, especially with the marketing.
Yeah.
On Amazon, it's not always about like you can't communicate the full idea always on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times a cheaper price will go, but especially if you can get the brand to
Build
be
the brand
known
around it,
and build that idea, then they'll go and buy it on Amazon as a channel.
Yeah. And that's why I'm launching that paddle and marketing it and branding it as a pro level paddle because a lot of people in the sport will immediately associate the higher price point with a better product.
Yep.
And they're like they see this could be the quality of a pro level paddle.
Yep.
But since it's priced at $100, the
you're
higher
not
level
gonna-
players
exactly.
kind of write it off.
Yep.
And the fact that other paddle, it has like one more thing, just something more, it's like foam on the edge walls, which is not that big of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
It plays a little bit better or a little bit more power. So the players think like, oh, like that's the pro level paddle. I'm willing to pay double the price. So that's how I'm going to brand it. And yeah, we'll see how it goes because $200 is not an easy sell on Amazon because I think people go to Amazon for bargains for the most part.
Yep.
But having the external branding, traffic, and all that other stuff should help.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And the truth is if the quality's there, that's fantastic. So
Yeah.
okay, so the beginner one, that's $60, and
Yeah.
that's the one that sells primarily on Amazon right now.
Yeah, so that one quickly became our best seller after like 2 months. I ran out of inventory. I ordered I think it was 2,000 units to start, which is a lot because I think my cost on those was like $20, something like that. So it's not a small amount.
Well,
to put up front.
it's actually you have way worse margins on this.
I do.
Because it's only $5 cheaper, but you sell it for $40 less.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. So, and that's what's tough because for the beginner sets, there's a lot of Chinese sellers. And the number one seller in the category is basically the same thing, and they sell it for $39,
right?
Sometimes $29 on a deal, right? So it's super hard for me to compete. But the way I've built the listing was that hey, our set is actually a little bit higher quality than the other people.
Yeah.
So it did really well, but we sold out. But I have 3,000 units coming and 3,000 units ordered. So hopefully that replenishes, gains momentum again, and I think that listing at one point was doing like 80,000, 90,000 a month. So
it's amazing.
Yeah, it was doing well.
That's amazing.
It crushed me when it ran out of stock. And I learned I could raise the price as you're running out of stock.
Yes.
And people will still buy it.
Why did you do that?
You taught me how to do that.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, it's a no-brainer because if you're already getting out of stock, raise the price, and that person who's willing to pay a little more will be the one who gets your product, and the other guy he'll buy the Chinese one.
Yeah, so I was selling it for $59 and bumped it to $62, $65, and I was still selling $69.
Yeah.
And then when we had like 50 units left, I raised it to like $79, and then it slowly fizzled out. But I think that's Amazon. Now I guess they could see like how many units you have, and someone told me this. I don't know.
It's mostly about shipping time.
Yeah.
So on Amazon, when you look, if you have, let's say, so on our products, like we have a product that sells, let's say, 1,000 units a day. If that has 3,000 units at Amazon, the shipping time will be slow. It'll be either 2-day shipping. I think maybe it goes even to 3-day shipping. But if you have, let's say, 15,000 units at Amazon, when it first arrives, it takes a while. But maybe after, I don't know, a few days, maybe a week after it's been on Amazon and going through all their fulfillment centers, then you get same-day shipping, next-day shipping, and it changes that 2-hour shipping right in a lot of these places. When you have this really fast shipping, the sales they crank.
Yeah.
And otherwise, if it's just getting checked in, or you have 50 units total, the shipping time might be 1 week, right? Because they're like, okay, if there's one in New York, they have to find it. It's somewhere on the shelves lost, and they're going to ship it to someone in California. So they, depending on how much inventory you have, and they'll give you a faster, slow shipping time, and that affects sales big time. Now, that is why Amazon's putting these new fees. You heard about these fees?
Yes and
They're
no.
coming up.
You can tell me.
They're coming up. I want to say April.
Ooh.
If you don't have at least, I think, 30 days of stock, you will get charged 1% on everything. It's like a crazy fee. I forget the exact amount, but it's coming out soon. And so there's a lot of complaints and petitions in this, but at the end of the day, what they're trying to do is not bad, which is have enough inventory so everybody can get 1 day shipping. You should be doing that anyway. So a lot of people are going to complain, but here's what's happening. Amazon will probably not change. They're going to still charge the fee.
Sure.
But what will happen is if you are going against people who are coming out of stock or whatever, then you're going to have an advantage.
Yeah.
Make sure you stock your stuff up.
Yeah.
And then you slow your sales.
Yeah.
If you need to raise your price. But anyway, that fee is coming, dude. So
we'll
be aware.
Yeah.
But,
I'll ask you when it hits.
Good.
I'll be prepared.
Good. So what do you recommend for me, man? Because I like our frother, right? Some colors we sell for up to $30. But then we have without the stand, we sell for as low as $7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I want to do ads, because I'm just being selfish here. I want to know, how do I sell my stuff?
Yeah.
On Shopify and Facebook. I think we had the conversation before, but now maybe you've learned more. And what the hell? What should I do?
So what's hot right now is definitely TikTok and TikTok Shop, which I've told you about.
Yep.
In our fishing business, we had a pair of scissors that just decided to go viral on TikTok Shop. And this was a product that we don't sell a lot of on Amazon or our website. And it sold $45,000 in 12 hours. And then that led to...
Wait, 45,000?
45,000, yeah. It was 2,000 units in 12 hours.
So how does this shop go viral? Is that one video that went viral?
Yeah. So
if the video goes viral, then it sells.
Yeah. So it's essentially, right, you have a product, you list it on your TikTok Shop, you create a video around it, and then you tag it. What TikTok likes to see, they like to see a lot of flash deals, and on holidays do follow their campaigns and promotions, discount it. And this is information. I have a rep that I deal with directly, and this is exactly what she tells me. She's like make sure you mention the product in the first 3 seconds, show it on camera, say it's the best price on TikTok right now. TikTok is the cheapest place you're going to find it, blah, 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 right? Scarcity, urgency. And then once TikTok sees that post getting engagement, getting sales, they will just naturally boost it. So that day we got $45,000 in sales. I think that video got 2 million views. Where normally,
wow. And did you boost it with paid ads or anything?
I did not do that. That was all organic. So normally, where that would cost who knows how many thousands of dollars to get that reach, could be I think $25,000 to reach that many people. It happened for free because I followed what they told me to do. So TikTok, if there's any brand, I recommend just pushing on TikTok as hard as you can with whatever products, whatever kind of creatives. You just have to test and see what works the best. There's this new app.
So hold on. So that video though, I want to go back to this video.
Go ahead.
Is that a user generated content video? Is that you talking?
It was
what
me.
Kind of it?
So it was a normal creative. I would make an ad. I basically said, hey, check out these scissors. They cut the line super well. It's a multi-function tool. Click the link below to get it.
That's it?
That's it.
How many seconds?
It was a 15-second video.
Stop.
Yeah. Stop. So, and they push it organically. And then all that traffic, you'll naturally get some skeptics who won't buy it on Amazon. So they'll go to, they won't buy it on TikTok. They'll go to Amazon. They'll go to your website. We have that product with a few other online retailers. They completely sold out too.
Wow.
Because as soon as we marked it, that it sold out, I guess.
Then they go somewhere else.
It was still boosting.
Yeah.
And it literally cleared out all of our inventory, 2 months of inventory in all of our platforms and channels. So TikTok Shops is a great way to go viral right now. And they're still pushing.
So how many videos did you have to do to get that one viral one?
Dude, that one, for some reason, I guess TikTok really likes that product. And I have a backpack that I sell. TikTok likes that one as well. It's a lot of the fishing line doesn't sell well because we have a lot of SKUs. So we have to sell them all separately. So I guess maybe the algorithm doesn't see the same boost of sales for each. So this one, there's 2 colors, a black and a yellow scissor. So TikTok sees that one product's getting a lot of sales. They want to push it because they're taking a piece of it. So they're incentivized to make you the most money. So long story short, it's just show the product on camera, make a lot of content around it.
So how many videos, like, you think?
So that one, I probably made like 5 videos. So I might have gotten lucky because I did it. It was like post Black Friday. They said, hey, she told me do a post Black Friday sale. We're seeing a lot of people do well with it. Discount it 15% and make like 5 or 10 videos. And that's what I did. And the first few hours were slow. And then I just kept seeing my phone vibrate. I'm like, wow, we're getting a lot of TikTok sales. And then after that, for the next 12 hours, it was like literally a sale every 5 to 10 seconds, which was, for me, it was like pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing. I can show you my shop. We have.
Yeah,
it's every time you go to Amazon, it's, I don't know how many we get in a minute, but it's like a lot. It's a lot. I think when you get 100 orders on the orders page.
Yeah.
So we normally have, I think, at the very bottom is like 3 minutes ago. So like normally every minute we get like 20 orders, something like that. It's somewhere in that range, maybe 5-6 minutes depending on the day. But it's always a good thing. It's a nice thing where like every minute someone's buying.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Which is wild. Like when you really think about it, it's like there's that many people in the world seeing my product and buying it that often. Like how much market share and impact you actually have is pretty crazy.
That is amazing.
So,
wow. Okay, so what is your plan, kind of long term? Like why are you doing all this business stuff?
I mean, the business stuff, that's kind of what I've always been into, right? Entrepreneurship, making money for myself, right? For freedom, like just the typical cliche answer of like, why do you want to do business? But I think at the end of the day, right, I have like a content creation thing that I'm doing, building an audience. I think one, it feels good to help people, right? 2, I make these videos on my personal YouTube channel about e-commerce, business, and all that stuff. A lot for when I meet people and I tell them what I do, and maybe they want to do it and feel inspired. I just say, like, here's an exact video of exactly what we just talked about, like how to start a private label brand and get your products from Alibaba and start your own product, because everyone wants to start their own product. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, look, I made a 20-minute video, go watch it. Like, instead of me telling you all the details here, I'll give you high level. So I think it all comes back
or a 20-minute video or a 7-hour video. That's
a different one. But I posted a 7-hour video, which was how to start dropshipping and like A to Z complete course. But it's not just that, right? Let's say I'll talk about how to do a YouTube title and thumbnail correctly, because I talk about YouTube a lot with friends, and I'll send them that. So whatever the topic may be, I just make content around things that I enjoy, and I enjoy a lot of business, making money, content, brands, businesses, and I'm just, when I share that with people, I like to have video assets that really go in depth that could possibly help someone. So that's kind of the whole reason I do the business thing. One, obviously to take care of myself financially, maybe buy a cool car one day because I like cars. But then
you got the watch.
Yeah, not bad. It's a Panerai.
Yeah,
nothing crazy. It's like I paid like $4,200 for it.
Okay, yeah.
It's not like a $100,000 AP. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's for another day, when you can just blatantly throw money at watches because they're investments. Some you get your ass kicked on them. I think you should buy a watch because you love to wear it.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna buy a $20,000 Rolex, it's not because I'm gonna flip it in 2 years. It's because I'm gonna wear it for 20 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm good to park the money there. But to answer the question, business, take care of myself, take care of my family, do some cool things, and then eventually help other people do the same. So
sweet, man. That's amazing. So what's working for Grant?
Yeah.
Okay, you work Cardone Capital.
Yeah.
How many hours are you working in a week?
We would get to the office at 8:00. I was in kind of a sales role. We would role play for 30 minutes, do a team meeting or do homework, because we would train the night before, have to report on that for 30 minutes, do role play for another 30 minutes, and then start the day like with the first team meeting at 9:00, and then most days you're working till the hours are 9 to 6.
Yep.
But it's really more like 8 to, you don't leave at 6 on the dot because it's just frowned upon, because you got to work hard. And then you're working weekends, events, traveling. So
like what time you normally leave? Like at 8:00?
Yeah.
8?
No, I would say I would get there at 8. When I first started working there, I was pushing it and staying like 7, 8. And towards the end, when I realized kind of the other path I wanted to go, I would leave like 6:30, some days 7. But still, like, we still had the events, right? You got to travel and work for a whole week, weekends, and like.
That's not like that's just part of the salary.
Yeah, that's like it's what it's expected when you go to work there, because anyone like Grant can get anyone to go work for him because he's big
true.
enough.
It's true.
And he has the pull, because when you go to work there, one, you can make really good money, but two, you learn a lot. Like my motivation from working there was learning and meeting people, because I was in a position to meet people dealing with high net worth investors and just really cool people. So that was my main motivation. And that was part of the reason I left, was after being there for 2 years, I felt like I hit a cap of what I learned. Yeah. And I met the people I needed to see and learned what I needed to learn, where I felt comfortable to take that jump.
So then now, after working there for 2 years, that amount of discipline and push and the team and the way they structure, right? Every single day you're training, you're learning, right? Did that have any impact on your own business?
Yes and no. Two different fields, because I worked in the real estate division. So it's not like I went and started a real estate company, but more of like the practices of writing down your goals or how to talk to customers. Like they completely trained me on how to sell people and talk to customers. So for our fishing brand, we have like 300 wholesale accounts. Just talking and interacting with those people, like always having a good attitude on the phone, always accepting any requests they have. So that's something I really learned, was sales, marketing, people, how to run an organization effectively. Something that I need to circle back around to, because now is when I'm really trying to grow my business, and I'm at the point where people is a really big thing.
Yes.
Hiring people, maintaining culture, and that's like what I need to focus on to go from 10 million to 100 million is the people. So that is what I think I need to revisit, because I learned a lot. I saw it, right? I saw we were 100 people working there and how the organization flowed.
It's 100 in Cardone Capital?
When I was, no, it was 100 in the total office building, which was a few different companies. But that was our Cardone Capital team was like 20. But there were still 100 people in the building that were all managed by one executive team. So just seeing that and how they treated everyone and who did what, when they did what, why they did what, is what I need to start implementing in my businesses, I think, to grow to the next level.
Yeah.
So
do you have any employees?
Yeah, so we have a team of 10.
10?
For Beyond Braid.
And how many are you in the U.S.?
2 U.S. full-time is a salesperson and a social media person. Then we have a 3PL for a shipping team. We have an email marketing guy. We have an ad agency.
And those two are overseas, or the ad agency is an agency?
No, agency is domestic. We have a PPC manager. We have customer service, which is outsourced, like an agency that does our customer service. What am I missing?
Why do you have an agency doing customer service?
So it's like a VA agency. So essentially, they have very I tried.
You tried onlinejobs.ph?
I did not.
Okay.
I forget where I sourced my original VAs from, and it just got to the point where it was too much of a headache. And these people came in at, I think, like $300 more than what I was paying my person.
Yeah.
They have all the SOPs and train them completely, and I communicate directly with the VA who works on our account, and to me he feels like an extension with like an extra layer of management that I don't have to deal with. And for that extra $300, I'm like, that works for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know customer service is important, because I know you guys do your own customer service.
The way that I look at it is that the more stuff that you're outsourcing, the less scalability you have.
Correct. Which is why I want to start doing more in-house with more people, because like that's how you build the core team. Yeah,
because the truth is, like, let's say your customer service team. It's not just customer service, because customer service gets a lot of insights, right?
Yeah.
They find out where your products are failing, or they have maybe insights about the product, or what, there's other things also we do, like ask the customers, what's the next product you want to see?
Yeah.
There's other things inside whole areas, like a department, that with the right people who are fully on the same team as you can be more valuable than just like if you outsource PPC, you outsource it, like if you outsource it, what do you have left?
I agree.
Have you by yourself.
I agree. Which is like, in order to go to the next step, I know I have to start creating my own team and stop outsourcing. Okay. Like for the Pickleball brand, for the first 4 or 5 months, just to touch on what you said, or like the first 4 months, I did all the customer service myself, because I wanted to see what the customers were saying.
Yes.
Since it was such a new product, I didn't know what was good about it, what was bad about it, and I quickly got feedback and kind of adjusted. And quickly realized, and it helped me create my listings better of common questions we were getting.
Yes.
So just to answer them in the infographics. So that was something very helpful for me. And then it got to the point where I was getting the same questions, and then I was like, all right, I can outsource this. So I 100% agree with you that I need to do more stuff in-house. It's just, to me, I'm at the point where it's kind of scary to go out and hire, let's say, 3 people at a time and really manage them effectively, because I think I'd probably have to do them remote because I don't have like a central office like you have here. So that makes me a little nervous, is the remote portion. But again, I think just going back to everything I've learned in business so far is you just have to try and see what happens.
Or also, I mean, you could also like get a little office somewhere. Like
I have an office now. It's like a 1-person office, but I'm moving from Miami to Fort Lauderdale, so that's a different scene.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that's probably in the works of like a little 4-person office. And
something like that. And that's what we did. We just had a little office. It was like $700 a month or something. It was like the rent. I forgot what it was exactly, but it's like
my rent's $1,350 for like half the size of the studio where I pay now. Yeah. Real estate's different.
That's in Miami?
In Miami, yeah.
So Fort Lauderdale might be a little bit cheaper, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But realistically,
I know.
Here's the way that. Here's the first person you should hire if you want my advice.
Please.
You need a person who's going to be, let's say, like your right hand man or woman, right?
Like a COO.
Yes.
Type.
Because the thing is, if you don't ever get a person who you, let's say, can trust, you're going to end up doing everything anyway. You just have assistants.
Which is what I'm in the position now.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if there's nobody who's, let's say, of a similar caliber of like who you trust to make decisions. If everybody you have is supposed to just follow your exact orders, right? And nobody has decision-making power, you've basically, that could be done by robots, let's say.
Yeah.
Right? The positions that you need the most is the COO, right? And maybe that person will change down the line. Maybe, what do you guys know? You'd like 3 million, 4 million? 5 million?
Between both brands, just under 5 million.
Okay, so like 5 million. Who would you trust to make decisions? I would prefer to have one person and replace 3 others who can do a lot of the functions, right? Like you probably would have another one of yourself than maybe your entire team, right? Because you're going to make some decisions and then you hire and do that thing. So what I would do is look for one person, it could be someone you don't know and you're going to invest in. Maybe someone you know from another person who used to be at Cardone. Or someone you know from, I don't know, church, or someone you know from high school, or like I don't know if you're like in a band. Like, I don't know, somebody that you've seen do a good work, and ideally, an amazing way to hire, something that I've noticed, which is kind of unfortunate. The person who is not looking for a job is your best candidate, right?
So you got to poach them?
Yes. You have to push them.
Yeah.
You have a buddy. You have a buddy who's doing sales for this company.
Yeah.
They're crushing it, and they're like, I love my job. Be like, yo, do you want to come and like have this bigger vision and sell them on that? Because what do you know about someone who's like, yo, I need a job, I'm looking for a job? They didn't make it at the last place that well.
Yeah.
Right? They're on the way out in some way. So the very best person is going to be someone who's crushing it. Anybody, like, go into your phone book. Who do you think is doing a great job at their day job right now? Be like, go through those people and say,
I have a couple of people in mind, actually.
Boom.
Now that you said that.
You take that and you go, yo, you're making 80K right now. Yeah. You're making 90K, you're making 100, you're making 50, whatever you're making. Either you can pay them that or you can't. It's okay if you could have to pay them a little bit less, but say, here's the deal. Here's a structure. We're at 5 million now. You're going to take all this stuff. You'll start at 10K less, start at 5K less. Whatever it is, 20K less. But on this upside, when we get to here, you'll be at this much, you'll be at this much, you'll be at this much. Hey, you can have a profit share on their increase of profit from this year to this year. Do some structures, but get people excited. Because if someone's excited about, I don't know, being like a bank branch manager, let's say, and they're like, yeah, we just, I don't know.
It's tough.
Whatever. It's tough.
Yeah.
But they've been going at it and they're doing well and they're happy about it.
Yeah.
Dude, leading an e-commerce brand will be so exciting. Yeah. So for me, I think for hiring, that is the top tip. Find someone who's excelling. Get that person, because if they're excelling, they're probably can excel with you. And someone you want to be around and someone you can give some trust to.
And what if I don't know anyone like that? Where else would I look? Just put an ad
go
out
to the
there?
10X conference, bro.
Yeah.
Go to, you know what I'm saying? Go.
Yeah.
An ad is tough because by definition, a person who's responding to an ad is job hunting.
Yeah. Which means they've probably left before, or they didn't do such a good job, or they got fired.
Yes.
So,
or it could also be they're burned out or something, or want to move, or, like for example, now we just hired somebody who the business that we're in went through some like a lawsuit or whatever, or something happened, and like the guy is downsizing, but for real, like half the staff are fired or something. And actually his division, because that person has, let's say, 5 companies, his division was actually doing well and growing, but now there's no money to keep expanding and they had to leave. So now the guy's job hunting. He responded to an ad, but the scenario wasn't like, yo, I want another job because there's nothing to do here. It's like the company is disappearing.
Yeah.
Now, that may not, I mean, can one employee be responsible for the whole company going down? I mean, I hope not. But like, of course, it's not always a good sign either that the company's going down because like, whatever.
Yeah.
But the point is, how to find them? Dude, check on LinkedIn. I don't know.
You just gotta
Look around.
And I've tried, and then I keep getting. What happens is I'll say, hey, look, I'm finally gonna do this.
Yeah.
And then I get sucked back into the business, and then it gets put on the back burner, and then doesn't get done. And I've been trapped kind of in that cycle. And I just know in order to go to the next level, I need that needs to be like a focus, like a primary focus to get that 1 to 3 people, whether it's 1 or 3 people, to just do what I'm doing now. Because I know I already have way too much on my plate. And in order to grow, I need to focus on what I'm good at and just find this key person. Like Gabe, my buddy Gabe Bowling, right? He's doing really well in his own business. And he asks me for certain advice on this same exact situation. Yeah. And I'll tell him exactly how to do it. I'm like, fuck, why can't I take my own advice that I'm giving him? I'm like, yeah, he needs a sales director. Just hire this person, train him on this, bring in this person. And it all sounds so good. And he's like, I'm going to do it. And I just think, I'm like, why can't I just do that for myself? It sounds so good and easy when I say it, but always easier said than done. So
yeah. And this is a recruiting tip that I kind of held on to, a person who has a recruiting firm. And she was telling me, listen, go for someone you really want to hire. And they might tell you, look, I'm going to go for $12,000 a month or something, $15,000 a month. Well, in this case, like people were hiring might be like, hey, I want $25,000 a month or something. I was like, damn. Here's what she said. She said, listen, pay them the thing, bring them on. You'll know really quickly if they're worth it or not.
True.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's easy to bring someone on and be like, hey, these are the jobs, and a month. I mean, some people maybe you can know in a week or 2 weeks or something, or a day, right?
Yeah.
Depending if it's really a bad fit.
Yeah.
But like a month, 2 months, after 3 months, you'll know if that one's worth it. So the total cost, don't look at it as
the full salary,
$12,000 a month, $50,000 a month for 10 years. No, because if it doesn't work out, you say, hey, it's not a good fit.
On to the next one.
Yeah, go to the next one.
Yeah.
You know, put on some Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
You know?
No, and I think I've done that a lot too, whereas I look at I was trying to hire a videographer, like a really upscale videographer, and he wanted like $120,000 a year. And I was looking at $120,000 a year instead of, hey, let's try this for a month or two. It'll cost me $10,000.
Yep.
I'll know right then and there if it's actually making an impact or not.
Correct.
So that helps a lot.
The way that I do is I look at like, okay, if they're relocating or something, or like if their life is going to be like, you're going to feel like a douche because they got fired in 2 months. Relocation is okay, then, you know, maybe not. But you could also tell them, hey, this is a trial. We're going to try this on and see how you do. If you perform, we'll keep you on. And you'll know quickly. So that's the thing. You're not going to lose. It's the most for that is a $20,000. And $20,000, you're in a position in your business where you could risk $20,000 for something that could be massive. Yeah. Now, I don't know that videographer is the best thing unless it's your personal brand.
Yeah.
No, I probably wouldn't hire that as anywhere.
That person was the vision for that person was to help with everything I had going on.
Okay.
And I would never pay $120,000 for a videographer in the stage I'm in. Yeah. It was just, this guy was really good. And he said, hey, look, I can go work for this company. They're offering me $120,000 or whatever. So if it's not that, no. So I was just like, all right, we can't do that. Yeah. So
unless it's a person that like, they could be the COO and they happen to do video. That's the thing too. People can change. Like, I knew nothing about Amazon e-commerce, nothing when I started. Yeah. Right. A lot of the people that work in our team that are now some of the most accomplished Amazon management they knew nothing. So the truth is, you get a guy who's, let's say, an accomplished videographer. Okay, I'll bring you on for this, but you're gonna be the COO and you're gonna do all this stuff.
And I start training them on the process.
Dude. Yeah. How much did you knew nothing?
True.
5 years ago, you knew absolutely nothing. Yeah. So what this requirement of like, they have to have like an MBA. Like, no, dude. Like,
not at all.
I have no credentials. Yeah. So hire somebody just who is like you. Like, imagine you. Yeah. What job opportunity would you have liked? Let's say before you started your brand, like, hey, look, you're gonna start this. You might be a little bit lower, but here's what we're gonna grow to. You're gonna learn e-commerce. So if whoever you hire, the way that I look at it, they're gonna have a massive opportunity. Because if anybody comes and works at Zulai Kitchen, at Nexus Capital, anything like that, they're going to learn these skills where if one day, 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever, down the line, they go, I'm going to start a brand, they could become millionaires relatively easily. Yeah.
That's why I wanted skill. And that's why I wanted to work for Grant, right? Because I saw the opportunity to learn. And I guess this is kind of just like maybe an insecurity I have. It's like, why would someone want to come work for me? Do I really have so much to offer them?
You do.
So
that's the thing. You have the first step is sell yourself. Yeah. Right? Like I have a few people that have started and they, Like, oh, one guy, we offered him literally like 30% less, almost like 20. I think he was going to make $25 an hour. We said like, dude, we can give you 20. And the guy's now making like well into the six figures, like well into the six figures. And it was nothing ago. But that could happen to you with any person who works at your company.
Yeah.
Do you know how many like Amazon PPC manager this, and they charge these, $5,000 retainers for, whatever. Person earn ads with you for a year, in theory, they can go get a client for like $5,000. Of course, like maybe you won't want that right away because then maybe they go off into the agency. But the truth is, probably only like 5% of your staff will even want to go and do their own business. Even if they have the skills, it's a risk level that not everybody wants.
Very true.
Not everybody wants the car. Not everybody wants the mansion. Not everybody wants like to go do the donations. Not everybody wants to become a millionaire.
It's hard, and running a business is not easy.
No.
I think
they don't want the stress. They don't want to work 100-hour weeks for 2 years.
It's hard.
So you have all the skills. You work 100-hour weeks. You will guarantee to be a millionaire. They'll say, no thanks. I would rather work 40 hours a week, do well in your company, and make enough to live and supply for my kids and family. But then they have still that skill set that then maybe 10 years down the line, whatever point, they could be some COO for some $50 million Amazon brand and get a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So you have a lot to offer. Sell yourself on that.
Yeah.
Because listen, let's say me, right, in, 2014, 2015, 2016 even when I had my little side business on Amazon, I'm working as a programmer and I'm like, oh, I would have loved to work. If my day job was also Amazon, that'd be like ideal.
Yeah.
So really anybody would have a fantastic opportunity working in your company. And if you pitch it to them like that and all the stuff you know from sales, you should probably be like, listen, you're earning blah now. You're going to take this, but here's the upside. You're going to learn e-commerce. You're going to learn ads. This is the future. Look at the trend of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's another skill that I just know is necessary to develop, which is just, I'm very good at the marketing side. I'm very good at the sales side. Now it's like a whole new piece of business that I need to learn, which is people. And you essentially have to take marketing and sales into people to say, hey, look, this is a good place to work. And trust me, I've been studying this hard because I know it's like what I need to do. I think I'm just at the point where I just need to start trying and implementing and seeing what happens. Because it's like, I'm not afraid to say like, look, I don't know what I'm doing, or I'm nervous doing this, or I don't know what I'm doing. But I mean, I think that's anyone who goes into a new field, like if they want to start Amazon FBA, they want to start e-commerce, you're not going to know what you're doing in the beginning.
That's true.
So I think I just need to take the step forward and say, fuck it, and just do it already.
Yeah. And another point, how many staff you have total? You said you have 10 people.
It's a team of 10, full-time 2. But it's like between contractors and employees, 10.
So you also might be, believe it or not, like overstaffed. I mean, for us, we have about one employee for every million in sales, which at one point we're one employee for every $500,000, and it goes back and forth. So I don't know that you're like, you should hire like 3 people. Maybe you need to fire 3 people and hire 1 person.
Well, I mean, that I think that is eventually another goal, is to, if I'm hiring someone full-time, like knock off some of these agencies.
Yes.
So, because I know.
Well, there you go. How much you bring in agencies total?
$7,000 a month, $8,000 a month.
So
nothing crazy.
Okay. But $8,000 a month, you probably get a pretty decent person for $8,000 a month.
Yeah.
You know? And then plus upside bonus, this, like, you don't have any bonus with any of your team or anything, no?
Nope.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it also makes sense. Like, imagine, I mean, I guess you can't have commissions always on the real estate closings, but in general, salespeople want to have a commission.
Yeah.
Because then they could be in charge of their own income.
Mm-hmm.
If you just go, I'm going to pay you this, no matter how well you do or poorly you do, you get paid the same. Kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
it does.
I worked as a programmer. I had a flat thing, and I would like, this project, this is blowing up, and I would be like, hey, this is how we can be profitable. And this, literally, the chief technical officer, right? The guy, CTO, he says, don't worry about the profitability. This is like a venture company. Like, don't worry about profits. We're not trying to make profit. Like, you stay in your own lane, like, do your own thing. And now our company's worth double what that company sold for and when it like disbanded. But when you're a I would say high performer, I don't know, I'm gonna call myself a high performer, but like, I
would say so.
When you're in that level, you want to have incentives.
Yeah.
I want to be like, hey, let me make this project make a bunch of money and give me a cut, right? Because if you believe in yourself, you believe you can help, that would be a way to pitch it. If I just go, here's your salary, of course, it's fine. But I don't know, man. In this world, I think that it's helpful to have like
Push upside.
some incentives.
Yeah.
maybe.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's literally my goal
There you
for
go.
this year is to build that portion of the business. Because I think there's different seasons of businesses of what you focus on. Like you could either focus on product or focus on this, especially when I'm small. But as I start bringing in people, I can always focus on this or always focus on that to focus on the growth.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm pushing for.
Nice, dude. Nice. What do you think about? Is you think this pickleball is gonna die one day?
So I think it's so hot that it has to plateau at some point.
Yeah.
Die? No, because the places that they're building around it are all permanent. Like, so they're permanent courts.
Yep.
There's new places opening up everywhere. Definitely plateau. And I think that could be in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. We don't know when. But I looked at the stat. It's like not that many people are playing it. So I think there's still a lot more people that need to get into the sport before it's going to die.
But it's slowed down. It has not accelerating, I guess. It grew a lot, and now it's growing slower, but still growing. Or how is it? Do you know the
So
stats?
I don't know the exact stats, but it's definitely slowing, at least from what I'm seeing in my business. And I think, again, this is my first year doing it. So I think there has to be some sort of seasonality to it because, right, most of pickleball is played outside.
Yeah.
And in most of the country, it's
cold.
freezing right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I don't think to answer your question directly.
Have you seen year over year? Are you?
No, not yet.
You look at year over year, like on your Amazon, for example, your year versus last year, or you don't even have it last year.
I don't. No, I don't have it. I started in May 6 months ago. Yeah.
You started in May.
Yeah.
And you're at 2 million. No, 1 million.
1 million.
1 million.
Yeah. That's why it's so fresh and new that I don't really have the data.
So you have no idea.
Yeah.
You literally don't know.
Yeah.
What
Like
January
so,
sales are like.
slows have definitely
Wow.
slowed from.
But you
last
literally
month.
have no idea if
No.
it's year over year down or if it's
No idea.
wow.
Yeah, it's still so new.
Okay, so in May you'll know.
Yeah.
In May you'll be like, okay, good. The
Yeah.
trend is up or down.
Yeah.
But plus your market share probably you're growing market share though. You think?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of competitors in the space, but I think it's made up mostly of people saying, "Oh, like I want to get into e-commerce and I like pickleball. Let me launch this brand and do 50 paddles," but they don't know the logistics and systems.
Yep.
There's probably like 4 main players in the space. 2 main big brands like that. There's one brand that's been doing it for 14 years. Like they were like the pioneers of pickleball. So as long as I can take a little piece of that and continue to grow it, I think I'll do well. But yeah, a lot of these companies that I'm noticing, they suck. They don't even know how to sell on Amazon.
Yeah.
Even some of like the ones that have really good paddles, they just don't know how to sell on Amazon. They don't know how to market. So I think that's my advantage is like I've done this before. I have the system, right? I have the 3PL, I have the marketing team, this, that, and the other. And I just took the fishing product and replaced it with a pickleball brand or a pickleball product. And that's why it's worked so well because I already had the system and understood the marketing.
Okay.
So
And so I don't want to ask you about like, hey, how can Zulai Kitchen go on like do outside marketing? You basically said, hey, TikTok shop, organic. That's cool. But like, what about like Facebook, dude? Is that still are you like a Meta, Instagram? Like, is that still going hard for you or not really?
Yeah. So right, we did 40% of our sales for the pickleball brand from Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. And TikTok, or no, you don't count TikTok on that. You don't send TikTok to your Shopify. You mostly do
so
TikTok.
TikTok does come from Shopify, but the pickleball brand didn't do too much on TikTok shops.
Okay.
The way I look at Facebook and Instagram now, it's like if you could break even, and
it brings awareness. Right?
If you spend money, break even, and I'm sure that'll have some impact on your Amazon organic sales because people naturally will go check it out. I think that's a win in today's world because Facebook and Instagram ads have gotten very difficult. Like there's no secret sauce anymore. It's all about the creative and having a good offer and a good product. So like when I say there's no secret sauce, like the targeting. So all my ads that I'm running for the pickleball brand are no interest based. Like
They're not interest based.
I just leave it open. Let Facebook's algorithm do it.
You don't even target at all.
No targeting.
No.
Yeah.
Isn't that actually, are you in other groups and stuff and people do that for real?
I learned that from my friend who has an ad agency, a Facebook ad agency, and he told me that, and I had the same reaction. I was like, there's no way it could work. And I just tried it, and it's worked. Like, it works better than, those ads work better than the interest-based ads, like where I'm targeting pickleball players. Yeah, it's crazy. I think just because Facebook knows, like, they could take that same ad campaign with no interest and do retargeting with it, show it to new people. Like, they know, they have the data, they listen to us on our phones, which I wholeheartedly believe.
Yeah.
So, like, just let them do the work. So what
am I going to get pickleball ads tomorrow?
Very honestly, I wouldn't doubt it. So what it comes down to is just you have to make really good creatives, really good videos, and have a good offer. So like, since this is slowing down, I'm thinking about doing like the paddles with like a free cleaner and a free pack of balls or something, and make the offer seem really sexy, where that stuff might cost me like $3 extra, $4 extra. Throw it into the offer and see if I can respark that interest, right? Since sales have slowed, whether, I don't know if it's seasonality or the ads are saturated, whatever it is, or they're declining because every ad has a lifespan.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try that and see how it works.
Okay. And so for me, what the hell? What could you think? Like frothers or lemon squeezers or coffee machines? Like
And that's the thing. So I think,
do you have any ideas?
I think the last time we spoke about this, certain products don't work well for Facebook ads. Yep. Not saying it can't be done.
Well, like for your thing, you've had products.
I don't know the milk frothers. You have so many products. I'm sure there has to be one out of the thousands of products you have that will work well for Facebook and Instagram ads.
And how do I know? Can I just put up some ads and then just see, like, what would be the way to test to see what the hell might hit?
You got to make a bunch of creatives, like ad style creatives. Like you can't take an Amazon creative and put it on Facebook.
So what would be an ad style creative for Facebook? Like what would be something to try? Give me like 5 I could try.
So vertical video.
Yeah.
You need some sort of good hook. And then just sell features.
A hook about product or a hook about something else?
Both. So it could be about the product, or it could be, so like for the milk frothers, you could say like, this is the best recipe for a Frappuccino. And then include the milk frother in there and say like, you have to use this milk frother to get this recipe,
good.
right?
Frappuccino video.
So another strategy I've seen is, look, you have the hero video. So it's the main features and benefits of the milk frother. And that's like a 30-second video. And then you just swap hooks. So you swap the first 5 seconds of like, this is the best milk frother ever. And then it goes into the hero video. This is how you make, this milk frother is the best, most powerful milk frother for the best price, goes into the hero video. So you can test those hooks out, like 5 to 10 different hooks, and then you can use the same hero video. So that's one strategy I've seen.
But you also test the hero videos eventually.
You have to make sure it's a good hero video.
Right. How do you do that?
You have to test it on its own, or figure out some way to test it and verify that it's good. It all comes down to creative. Like that's what I'm trying to say is Facebook and Instagram, that is what's driving conversions and ads, is having good creative and good offers.
Okay, I need 5. So I got a recipe, hook plus video, like all the benefits of the frother.
Yeah.
Like what else could I possibly do?
Show off like all the colors, show off.
So like the opening, the hook will be, I've never seen so many colors.
Yeah. Be like in your warehouse and have them all laid out and like show some sort of credibility. Be like, look, this is a warehouse full of frothers. We sell millions of them. Everyone loves them. Something like that. So establishing credibility.
Okay. Establishing credibility, like warehouse.
What else? You could talk about the brand and show all of your brand, like all your brand's products, and say, out of all these products, this is our best seller. And have, you know what I mean?
Look at that creative mind going.
Like lay out a table, tables, lay out all of your products. Be like, look, we have thousands of products, but this right here is our best seller.
Damn.
Here's why you have to get it. Hero video. So and hook.
Okay, one more.
I think I'm burnt out. No, I don't know if I have any more.
Come on.
What's a good one? I don't know. Just like making milk, like a satisfying video. So like milk frothing.
Yeah, see, it was there.
Yeah. So again, that's.
And I got I have a radio show host that talked about it. We have people, like, what about celebrity based or like influencer UGC? That's not like a big.
I think it is, but I don't think it's worth the money for what some influencers I know charge $50,000 a post on Instagram. Where I don't think it's worth it. Like if you can get someone to do it for a few $100, great, and they're recognizable, they have a few 100,000 followers, great. But other than that, to me, it's not worth it. Like paying I don't know. Like,
but have you ever tried it
with big celebrities? No, we've had influencers like with 1 million subscribers.
Yeah,
I don't really see an impact. Like,
okay, and what have you used that in an ad, like that person, and no big difference for you? You've seen, okay,
yeah,
okay, fine.
I think it all just comes down to making a really, really solid, like convincing creative. And you can do that through trial and error, like a lot of trial and error. Like it's not easy. Like, so for the Pickleball brand, I've made 120 different ad creatives, and we have like 3 or 4 that are still running. That of the 120, 4% of them worked, and that's what we stick with.
Damn. Okay. All right.
So we're a lot of trial and error.
We're gonna get to it. Okay, good. So now, if people want to learn about like drop shipping, I know I already pitching your 7-hour drop shipping basics course, but like, what if people want to like learn more? Like, what do you teach actually? It's just mostly that, or what do you have?
Honest, so I am not a fan of dropshipping anymore because it's not a sustainable business, but I still recognize its value because someone with no money or very little money can start their e-commerce journey through dropshipping and make no money. But like the way I frame it is you're learning the skills, right? You're learning the skills, how to build a website, how to make these Facebook ads, how to make infographics, all that stuff. You're learning those skills which don't cost anything to do, right? To make a Shopify store is $29 a month. To make videos yourself on your phone is free. You just have to like put in the time to learn. So that's why I think dropshipping is cool. So I talk about dropshipping every once in a while. But a lot of what I talk about is just like the marketing piece, like what we just talked about, because that's really like what drives a business. There's obviously a few other parts, but like that's what I think what I'm most passionate about because it's what's made me the most money is the good marketing piece. And what's exciting about this new brand is like when you have really good products behind really good marketing, that's when it all comes together.
I agree.
So that's what makes it exciting because like this thing on Amazon, right? I think Amazon is the best place to collect real reviews, authentic reviews.
Yes.
I think we have, I don't even know if we have a 1-star. We have 170 reviews so far. I think there's like 1-star review. The rest are 4 and 5 stars. So it verifies it's a great product. So it makes it even more fun to make marketing around. So I like talking about marketing and making videos.
Good. So where do people find you and what should they do if they want to learn more from you?
My Instagram is Ryan Maya with another A at the end because Ryan Maya was taken. And on YouTube, Ryan Maya, just search and I'll pop up. So there's like 40,000 subscribers. Hopefully one day will be a lot more.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. And then on camera, since we're already here, do you want to ask me anything for the record?
Well, I got the employee stuff, which is, I think, crucial to my growth. I don't know. What would you see for me with 2 brands right now in the situation I'm in to go from 5 million to, let's say, 25 million or 50 million in the next 2 years?
I don't know if you like my answer.
Say it. Tough love. Love is tough.
I think I might have already told you this too, but you can't be focusing on 2 brands.
I know, which I'm.
You need to drop one.
Yeah.
You need to sell it or buy it or do it. Like I wouldn't do 2, even if you got full ownership of the other one.
Yeah.
Doing 2, man, is just it's tough. In my mind, I wouldn't do it because I've tried it. I've done Zulai Kitchen and then we did Zulai Home, and we did the home stuff and that kind of fizzled and did bad. And that was we had less staff, but we still had like 30 some staff at that point or maybe more. And we weren't able to do both. Yeah. So like, again, you go to Utopia Deals, Jabran, the guy that I mentioned earlier, he's in that. He's in like 3 or 4 categories, but he also has like 2,000 employees. That's another story. Yeah. So when you're like 5 people, how do you develop expertise in 2 different categories? You're going to learn about fishing and then pickleball. And then it's the focus to make the best world-class, all the pickleball gear. Mm-hmm. What about like shoes, dude? What about, I don't know, nets? What about, I don't know what else you need in the sport. Yeah. But the time that you would take, you're basically cutting your income by doing 2. Because what's happening, everything you do within pickleball, as you grow, they all feed on each other, right? So if you did a pickleball video, I don't know, pickleball course, okay? Like there's this guy who does like how to learn how to do a kickflip or something. Learn how to do the boink or the donk or the dink or whatever, some video. You do a course. You teach the course. Every time you teach a course, you can sell a paddle with it. But now if you have like a product line of 10 things, everything, they feed on each other. But when you have 2 brands, it's going to feed on each other half as much because it won't. So it doesn't compound, you know? So I would say, yeah, man, you got to focus on one. That would be the number one thing I talk about.
So follow-up question to that, because I think I mentioned this to you earlier. So Professor Pickleball, right? It's Professor Sports. Yep. So my long-term vision of, hey, how do we grow to $100 million and have a lot of products is do other sports. So would you recommend against that?
Hell no. Here's what I would do. Because I think you know what? Tell you what. Have you heard of this? Hold on. Oh, you actually finish your thoughts.
I was going to say, like, I think pickleball eventually you hit a cap of how many products you have, and like you do.
Eventually, are you there?
Yeah. Not yet, but pretty close.
Have you ever thought of pickleball vitamins?
Like pickleball supplements and nutrition?
Fuck yeah, dude.
My girlfriend's a nutritionist, and I think she's gonna target pickleball players.
Here's the thing about this, right? Yeah. What do you need in pickleball? There's so many injuries, dude. Yeah. You got to think, hurt yourself playing pickleball? here's a joint supplement plus this plus blah cardio support. I think Professor Pickleball.
There's pickleball like hydration like the liquid IV thing. They made them for pickleball.
That's what I'm talking about. Because that player, some people are obsessed with the pickleball. Like obsessed.
Oh, I know.
And you're like, listen, what do you need for pickleball? Like really find out what is something to improve your pickleball game. You got some, I don't know, what do you call that? MSM for the joints. It's like a powder or whatever. MSM plus this, all the joint stuff together plus this. You put it in a bundle and be like, these are the perfect pickleball stuff. Then you get people on a subscribe and save. Anything for that person.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's not, I know it's a different thing, but dude, pickleball is the person. Like, what about like, I don't know, t-shirts that just have pickleball phrases and stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's a little bit crazy, that one.
Yeah.
But I would definitely go into maxing out more of the pickleball stuff. And these are crazy ideas because it's not a sports stuff. You probably have way more sports. So like a shoe that says I love pickleball. Maybe not I love pickleball, dude. Maybe just regular shoes. Maybe, I don't know. What else do you need in pickleball? Do you need a racket?
Well, like, so shoes, right? I've took this advice from you is kind of stay away from SKU intensive stuff.
I know.
So I try to do boots, like fishing boots for the fishing brand.
Okay, yeah.
And you need the sizes, then you need the colors, and then size 5 through 12, 4, you know what I mean? So I've tried.
Shoes are very tough.
Yeah, I've tried to stay away from SKU
Is there a special shoe that you would need for pickleball or no?
Yeah, there is. There's court shoes, like court specific shoes. Yeah.
So the thing is, on that, you could also just try a black, and in the most like 6 common sizes. And I think the shoe factories probably will be able to tell you, hey, like a minimum order rather than 2,000-3,000 or maybe 500 or something for these kind of higher price products. The shoe is probably like 15 of each pair. They probably work with because they understand that. So most likely you could try one because if there is a pickleball shoe that will actually help you play pickleball, then that would fit for me more than releasing a ping pong. Well, a ping pong paddle actually is pretty close.
Yeah.
Maybe the ping pong. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole play with the sports thing is right. Since I played sports growing up, I have industry knowledge about these other sports. Yeah. But this is where I've been unclear and haven't really done it because it's like, all right, you're almost starting over like, let's say baseball would probably be my next one because I played college baseball. So I know a lot about baseball. Yeah. So Professor Baseball, right? We would sell like little baseball training things and little training baseballs. I
would do that. I would first sell the fishing thing or somehow exit the fishing
before I even try.
And then do Professor Baseball.
Yeah.
That's okay. Because now if you're a Professor Baseball and Professor Pickleball, that's way better and more in alignment where they're going to help each other than the fishing. So realize
fishing's technically a sport too. So that was another thing is like, if I can bring it under the Professor brand somehow.
Maybe. But then that would be like, the branding and it's possible.
No, I know.
It's possible.
I'm thinking out loud.
Yeah, like again, if you buy it and stuff, because it is sports, right? It's not totally disrelated.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, right, it's your decision what you're gonna do. But I would look at where's the easiest gains.
Yeah.
You have you have email lists, you have the stuff like what do those guys want to buy? Have you ever asked them?
From which?
Your customers.
Pickleball or fishing?
Your pickleball guys.
We send out surveys of what products they want to see next.
And what are the answers?
Like lures.
What is that?
It's like for fishing. It's like the little.
Wait, for pickleball?
No, not for pickleball. Our pickleball list is not that big. It's only like 7,000, 8,000 people yet.
Do you need 8,000 answers for your survey?
No, we don't.
Right.
All right.
Ask them, dude. Hey, you play pickleball. Yeah. You could even ask them.
What products you want to see next in pickleball, or
hey, we supply this. We were figuring out what to add to our pickleball line.
Yeah.
What would you like to see? Maybe do an open one, send it to 1,000 people, see if there's any common ones. Then you could say something like, what would you like to see more? Pickleball vitamins, which might be like, dude, you're disgusting. You sell the sports thing, don't do vitamins.
Yeah.
Pickleball shoes, pickleball what? Like there'll be some answers.
I think we probably have 20 more individual products in pickleball. Which is a lot, right?
It's a lot. Dude.
That could be like a whole year's work.
More than a year.
Yeah, 1 to 2 years worth of work.
And that like.
I guess I'm just already thinking too far ahead, which is a fear of mine.
You heard that video? Stop.
Yeah.
You see that video?
Yeah.
That was like sometimes I think someone's gonna eat me and stop it. Like just stop it, dude. Just stop because 20 products is like a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot of work.
You have how many? 3? 4?
No, we have I think like 8 now.
10? You have 8. Okay.
8 or 10.
So
that just like
at
a lot
16,
of them just launched. Yeah.
Just 8 more, and you'll be double.
Yeah.
And what's happening is they know the name.
Yeah.
So if they're buying pickleball stuff, they know where to get it. So like when we're on Zulai, they know us. So if they see like we have our fish spatula, oh Zulai, I know them. I like all the stuff they bought from them, and I'll buy it. So it's easy. They feed on each other because the customer trusts you because you've done a good job on every single product.
Yeah.
So do a product that does your brand a good name, like actually forwards your brand and forwards your image, forwards the brand, dude, because they know they trust you. Do a good job for your customers so they trust you and want to buy from you. So when they see it, oh yeah, of course, whatever you need in pickleball, you need I don't know what you need to buy. I honestly don't know.
It's
not much.
It's paddles, balls, shoes, like grip tape, which we're already doing all that stuff, right? The only thing with the shoes is like it's like a big.
But I would go for in this case.
Yeah.
But also before you do that, ask your customer.
Yeah.
And I should follow this myself because I did this big survey with all our customers, and I think the number one thing they asked for was a Dutch oven. And we haven't done it yet. So I'm like,
that's surprising.
I don't know. Yeah, it was like everyone's like Dutch oven. I'm like, oh, we gotta do Dutch oven, and it's like a new thing we haven't done.
Yeah.
Ceramics and this, and probably if we would have done it, that'd be like a $5 million product right there. So after this video, I'm gonna go talk about the Dutch oven to my guys.
So maximize pickleball, like squeeze every drop out of it, grow
or the
it.
Fishing too.
Yeah.
Like, but because fishing is also massive, and that eventually could become. Like, so coffee. Us, like, now we're on the coffee machines. That's a massive jump for us. It is a whole, like, to develop a good coffee machine might take a year and a half, 2 years to even make one.
But would you still consider that under Zulai? Or
still Zulai. Yeah, still Zulai. It has another name, but it's still Zulai and still Zulai customer, and they know. And it even says, like, buy Zulai Kitchen. It's still in the title. It's still around there. They still know us.
But I guess, right, you're big enough now because where you have the core set of products in your category that you can start experimenting.
Yeah. So in fishing, you go to fishing, there's way more expensive stuff in fishing.
There is, yeah.
So for me, that has a bigger TAM, total addressable market, right? Fishing is so massive. And eventually, let's say when you're, 50 or something, you could be doing boats. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like beyond fishing, like
beyond
the
boats.
Boat, dude.
Beyond boats.
Beyond boats, dude. That would be crazy, right?
Yeah.
There's a path there. In pickleball, I don't know what that path is. Like you're saying, okay, you could still max out all the products and then you can go into another sport, right? That could be probably where you go because unless you're going to sell courts.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's not like that big like future, like what in 10 years, what are you going to be selling? Good.
I saw that one Amazon brand that does the multiple brands, but I saw that they are selling directly to Amazon. So most of their products are sold by Amazon.
Which brands? Pickleball stuff?
It was called Go Sports.
Yeah.
I think I sent it to you. It was like they do all the sports.
Okay.
Right. So they do pickleball, basketball, baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Like every sport, but I think they do vendor central because everything's so no, I'm saying I don't if that's a different strategy because I haven't explored
So
that.
I wouldn't do vendor central because they control the pricing.
Correct.
It's tough. Like,
no, I'm not saying tough. I would want to do that. I'm just saying that's what they do.
Yeah, so you could go that's a market.
Yeah.
You know, and that might include fishing as well, and that might be like an overall thing, but it would be a decision because right now I don't think you're treating it as one kind of entity. So far,
no, it's not.
Right, because it's a different list. Everything's different.
Everything's different.
So if you do merge it and you have it into one account and this and maybe there's, I don't know how you merge it exactly.
Yeah.
But yes, of course, it could all be under one big sports thing.
Like this brand, they do all like small products. They don't have like
a big thing.
Like saying, hey, like they don't have any pro style products. Like they just do all like the ancillary products in every category, which is again, That's a
strategy.
I see someone doing it, and it's like, all right, they have they have a lot of products and they have a lot of reviews on all their products. I'm like, okay, they should be doing well,
They probably are, but it's just a different strategy too. Yeah. Like I've tried to do like really wide, meaning like a ton of products, and they all are maybe not excellent. I like rather having more excellent products.
Okay.
I like that more, but it's a choice. Some people they want to go really wide. Like at the end of the day, it's a choice. But I would say that if all your focus is under one umbrella, whether it's wide or whether it's pro, it's probably going to be better under one like roof. Like even just your email list.
Yeah.
Like, and the store, maybe the upsells. Maybe it's like, hey, tired of pickleball for a day? Try some fishing. I don't know if that's like.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
But at least they know. Yeah. But it will be like Professor Fishing or something, or Beyond Pickleball. However you want to,
I almost did that, but decided not to.
Yeah.
Keep it separate.
Yeah, but exactly. But again, I would say that would be a big focus piece because, why make your efforts be half as effective?
Yeah.
Or when I do things like that, I found that they work best when it has its own CEO. Mm-hmm. So if I have another company that needs to have a CEO who's full-time and living and breathing that thing, then it's okay.
Yeah.
But it needs that one person in charge of it.
And you don't think that person, let's say for the fishing brand, could just be like a brand manager?
It
could probably
not really.
My
it needs to be like CEO.
Yeah.
And you need to have a person who's living, breathing that thing that is a competent level that you would be like, if you walked away, it wouldn't like destroy itself.
Yeah.
And if you have that, then fine. You have two. That's acceptable, but ideal is when they're synergistic, right? More like the Cardone Capital thing, where like, the business is like the real estate and this, but they all kind of go together, right? Yeah. They all work together.
They all lead to one another.
Exactly. So it's kind of like that. Like if you bought a training company for pickleball or something, like that could be cool, or videos or something like that, but they all teach each other, So anyway, that would be it. Good. Okay, brother. Well, it's been awesome having you on the show, brother. And maybe we'll do another one sometime.
Yeah. When I'm back at 10 million, then 50 million, then 100 million.
Let's do it.
I can be like, thanks, Aaron.
I like it. All right, guys. Cool. Well,
thank you.
Peace.